Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're going live with Rapid Pixel Racing RPR for round, I think it's 17 of 22. Just before we get to it though guys, if you haven't done so already, just leave a like on the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel guys, so you know when we go live with the next race. So we're getting straight into qualifying here now. 18 minutes already started. And we're gonna have drivers already, well, we got quite a few drivers already getting out on track and just to get started on their outlap here. So they're actually in a bit of a hurry to get that done. So 16 drivers in the session. Let's see what sort of lap times we'll be seeing for qualifying here. Okay, so we seem to be following with Scotty right now getting out of the pits. Let's see who else is currently out on track. And we're going to go through our grid in just a bit as well. So let's get a few things set up before I do get to that. So I'm going to keep tires off for now. Just keep track map to full and just keep lap data on. Telemetry, not so much worried about that during qualifying. So we're going to just keep that off for now, just to keep the screen as clear as much as we can here. So yeah, a lot of drivers out on track already for the qualifying session here. And does seem to be a bit cloudy there. During their practice session, it was raining just a little bit down to the end of that session just before I started the stream here. So I don't know how the session weather is going to be like here in terms for the race here. But we're going to have a look at that in just a bit as well to see how that's going to go. So yeah, let's have a look at our grid. So we're familiar with, I think, all of the names that we have on track right now. So we got Scotty, we got Johnny Stokes, we got Alex, I got Johnny Travolta, we got Can Be Touch, JR Lactus, Booker Bronco, Moti Peretz, I'm not too familiar with, probably a new name for me. Erez there, we got Chubb, Hot Sojo, Rob Simracer, Avi, Edge, Tommy, and RP Amazing. So majority of the name, yeah, we're good with. We've been seen them before. We've seen them all drive before. So let's see how this session progresses and goes through. Already down to just about under 16 minutes. So time is of the essence here right now as it's going through pretty quickly. So let's see how well these guys are going to be handling qualifying here. Let's switch on over to Johnny, who I think is already on his hot lap and going in sector 1. So let's have a look on board with him. Does actually seem pretty cloudy on track, so let's see how this session does go out, what sort of lap times we're actually going to be seeing here. It should be pretty competitive between these guys running on track right now, even though with just 16 drivers, just 4 short of a full grid, but still should be on for a pretty good race. I think majority of all of our drivers are currently out on track and running on hot laps right now. So we're going to see a lot of lap times come in one after the other here, depending on who's going to be making the first lap here. So we're going to keep an eye on a few of these drivers as they go and just have a look on how that is actually working out. Let's see what Scott is up to. I think he is getting to the end of sector 2 there right now, trying to get into sector 3, and so he should be finishing that lap up pretty soon and hopefully get a good time in. Not a lot of time left in this session. It just seems to be going by pretty quickly, already 4 minutes off of it. Oh, we got Moti there with a 130.4 so far, Tommy with a 130.5, just 1/10 slower. I got Johnny with a 132.1, Hot Soldier 132.2, 1/10 slower than John there, so not too bad so far. Avi 129.4, getting into a much faster time right now. Oh, we got Scotty coming around the final turn now. He is about to make his lap time here. I think he has a car in front of him there as well. So let's see what sort of time that's going to be bringing in. And Scotty goes P1 for now, 129.2. And who was the other? Oh, that was Rob there with a 132.5. Booker Bronco 207, not too good of a time. So we're going to have to try and improve upon that there. So Edger goes 130.9, not too bad at all. So some pretty impressive times so far. I think they're going to get a little bit more competitive as we get through qualifying here today. So let's just keep an eye on that. We got RP Amazing home, man. He's invalidated that lap. He's going to have to try that again. That's enough time to work with in terms of doing that though. So I don't think he's going to be too worried about it. But of course, you still just don't want to be wasting a set of tires or just wasting laps on tires and you're not getting a good time with it. So I think he's going to have to try and get something done on that. So we got Johnny Stokes, Alex Can Be Touched, JR, and Erez. They're still yet to get out of the pits and make some sort of lap time here for us to see what their qualifying time is going to be like. I think everyone should be getting up pretty shortly though, so I'm not too worried about that. And just checking with a few things, making sure everything on our end is okay with stream and whatnot. Alright guys, my apologies about that. I just had to step up for a second, just checking, make sure everything's good on our end. Now we seem to be doing pretty well so far. So yeah, let's get on to with this session here. So 11 minutes left in this qualifying session. We're still following with RP Amazing, so let's see who else is getting out on track right now. We got Erez on an out lap at the moment. I think RP Amazing is trying for another lap here maybe, but let's just keep on him for just the rest of this sector at least to see what exactly he is working on at the moment there. Seems to be doing pretty well, not too bad at all. So we're gonna just keep an eye on him as he continues to go on. So I got Alex Can Be Touched already, so getting out of the pits right now. So they're about to get a lap time in at some point here pretty well. So Scott is still holding on to provisional pole, 129.2 there. So not too bad at all, I gotta say. And obviously holding on P2, Chubb there in third, and Moti currently P4. Let's see how everyone else is handling without. So we still got Booker Bronco has to make a better time than 207. I'm quite sure he's going to be attempting that right now as he's getting on another outlap at the moment. Then we got Rob there. He's in the 132. John, the 132 as well. I think they want to improve on those times. Maybe Hotsoju and RP Amazing might try to improve on their time here as well with the 131. We try to get into a 130 or 129 if possible here on track. So let's see how that's going to go. Chop there goes 128.9. Man, that's at least, let's see, we're 3/10 faster than Scotty's time. At least 3 to 4 tenths faster. So pretty impressive time. So he's holding on to a provisional pole at least for now. Let's see how the rest of the session will play out. So let's see, we get Can Be Touch and Erase. So RP Amazing went 131.7. That's going to be his time, at least for now, in P7 there. We're on with Can Be Touch right now. Where is Erase on track? Oh, Erase is about to finish his lap. So let's have a look at how he actually did with this lap here. He just a 127 points so far. And let's see, he goes 130.3. Not too bad, because that actually put him up into P4 for now at least. Let's go on back down to Can Be Touched, and let's see where everyone else is. So GR is currently on his outlap here right now. Let's see how he actually works out for this race, because this race might mean a lot to him actually from what I heard. So let's follow on Can Be Touched for just for now. Oh, just did a purple sector 2 there. So he's on for a pretty good lap apparently. And hopefully for him he can finish his lap on a good note. But let's see how that goes. He's in sector 3 and going at the moment. Just maybe a few more turns to go, and we'll see where he places on the leaderboard for now. So far so good for qualifying times, not too bad. Got a few 129s, 130s and 131s. We got Can Be Touched getting across the line here right now, and let's see where he goes. He goes P1 now with a 128.7. I was quite sure he was on for a good lap. Was actually not too surprised he actually went on professional pole for now. That's actually a pretty good time. 2/10 faster than Chubb there. So Chubb is going to have to put some work in to maybe try and get a better time if he can. Let's get on down to Johnny Stokes here, who's coming to the end of his lap pretty shortly here. And he's going to be trying to get up maybe at least for a top 5 start at the moment here. Let's see where he goes though. Alright, he's going around the final corner there now, and let's see where Johnny goes. And alright, that's going to be P7 for Johnny Stokes for now, 130.035. Not too bad. Let's get on down to JR down at the bottom. He's the last driver to set a lap time in here, and he's just invalidated that lap, which means he's going to have to try that one once again. At least for this session, it's only just about under 7 minutes remaining, so he needs to get a move on here if he really wants to make a pretty good time in, which I would assume he does want to do. So he's going to have to really try and get that done. Let's get on back to Alex here, who is invalidating whatever lap he's running on. And who else do we have running at the moment? I don't think anyone else is currently running. So we're just going to switch it on to GR for the moment, and he's going to go around. Let's see if he's going to do another lap on these set of tires, or if he's actually just going to get into the pits and just switch it out maybe for a new set. I'm not sure as yet, but let's just have a look. And he might actually be trying to do another lap on these tires. We're getting on board with him for just a bit, as he is going on another hot lap here. Either that, or he's just in a hurry to get back to the pits to switch onto a new set of tires. But we're going to keep an eye on him as he continues around just to see what's happening. We got maybe a few more drivers starting to get back out on track. He just did a purple sector 1, so GR definitely on for a pretty good lap here. Yeah, as I was saying, we got a few more cars getting out on track right now. Got Rob and John getting out. They're definitely going to be trying to improve upon their time right now that they have. They're down there in 13 and 14. I don't think they want to be holding it on there for now, at least. So let's see how that actually is going to work out for them. But we're going to follow on with GR as he finishes this lap. And he just did a purple sector 2. So on for quite an excellent lap here. Hopefully he's able to finish this lap and maybe put himself up between the top 2 or top 3 at least. Or maybe actually even take away provisional pole here, because that is quite possible with the way he is running. He's flying around the track right now. Alright, so we got him going around the final chicane at the moment. So let's see where he places on the board. I think he's on for actually a pretty good lap. And goes 128.2, 5/10 faster than can be touched there. So he takes a provisional pole for now. That's going to be quite a time to beat here. With just about 4 minutes left in this session. That's not a lot of time to work with. We got Booker Bronco. He did a 133, but he needs to try and get just a faster time in, if possible, here for him. We got John and Rob on their hot laps again here, trying again to improve upon their time. I think we got Alex there as well. Might be on another lap. Let's have a look at him. Definitely is so. This is JR's teammate. So let's see where he is going to place on the board. If he can get faster than P8 with a 129.4 there. Oh, when he's invalidated, whatever that was running there, I think he's just gonna have to try that one again. Let's get back down to Rob here. I think he's invalidated his lap. And going on to John there right now. To see if he's going to be able to finish his lap on a good end here or not. Nope, not going to be finishing that lap. We got Booker Bronco on another out lap there right now. So let's see if anyone else is going to get out back on track before this qualifying session comes to an end. Which everyone is currently in the pits. It does not look like we're going to have any more cars get out here right now. Or maybe they're just selecting their tires and whatnot just to get out for the very last, before the very last second, just to get one more lap in and just make it a dramatic ending for the qualifying session. Maybe that's what they're working on. We're not sure yet, but we'll have a look in just a bit at what's happening. I think Booker Bronco is the only car currently on a hot lap as he just started that there. So he's going to be the one guy everyone's going to be watching here right now to see if he can improve from 16. And get a better position here. I'm quite sure everybody's eye is on Booker Bronco's car right now. Although let's see if he's going to put in a good show for everyone and get a good lap in or not. Won't be too surprised if we can get a really good lap in and maybe get into the top 5 here. Let's see how that works out for him. He's still going in sector 2 at the moment. Haven't seen any purple sectors off of him as yet. Actually, yeah, there we have it. We do have a purple sector for him. That's a purple sector 2. I really didn't pay attention if he had a purple sector 1 or not. But seems like he's working on getting a way faster lap here, which would be quite interesting to see now. And he's about to finish sector 3 pretty soon. So let's see where he's going to be placed on the leaderboard here. Alright, so we got him going down the pit straight, and we got Rob getting back out on track right now. And did not improve upon his time for 132.9, but did get a purple sector too, so he's actually pretty good in that sector of the track. We got Rob getting back out on track right now, so he's going to be trying once more to make a faster time if possible, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get back around in time, which it does not look like that's going to be possible here right now. And we were going to let him have a go at it, and then at the end of this we'll have a look at our Q1 results and then head on into the next session there. This is quite a close call. This was going to be 19 seconds more for him to get all the way around and get across the line to make this lap. It doesn't look like it's going to be possible. No, definitely not going to be possible for him to actually make that. So I think that's going to be it for this qualifying session there, and he just invalidates that either way. So that's going to be it, and we're just going to wait for, I think this Booker Bronco has to retire from the session, and then we should be able to move on. What is Booker Bronco onto right now? Oh, I think he's probably just going to go across the line or maybe go into the pits there. Let's have a look at what he's up to. Alright, he's just gonna go across the line, and that should be it. I think everyone else has finished his session. So just Booker Bronco now. I think he's going into the pits, and this should be ending off our session, and we're gonna move on into the next session now, guys. Okay, so I think that is it for Q1. Then we're just gonna wait at least just still to get our results come up at the end. I don't think there's any changes to that. Everyone's finished and that's it. But you should just wait for that either way. Okay, so qualifying one results. Let's have a look at what we got here. Fastest lap was a 128.2 by GR. They're holding on to that provisional pole. And Can Be Touched in second. Chubb went third. Scotty fourth. Tommy fifth. Johnny Stokes sixth. Avi in seventh. That guy Alex in eighth. Erez ninth. Moti 10. Edge in 11th. RP Amazing 12. Hot Sojo 13. John in 14. And Rob there 15. Booker Bronco, he was in 16th, and he is out of the next session that we have coming up, which is qualifying 2, and that's going to be on for about 15 minutes of qualifying time. And let's see how our qualifying laps time are going to be looking on this session here. We should be getting it maybe a little bit faster, and of course everyone is still going to be fighting to try and get the fastest lap time in, so let's see how that goes with them as we're just about to get started here. Now there we go, 15-minute start for qualifying 2. Remember guys, whatever tires these guys do the fastest lap on, they're going to have to start the race on the set tires if they do make it over to qualifying 3. So that's going to be something to look at. Let's see who is going to be first to get out on track. I think everyone is just making sure their setups is okay, and probably working out what strategy they want to work with in the race before they get out on track. So that's the tires they're going to actually work with in this session here. So we're going to see a few drivers on the mediums, maybe a few drivers on the softs as well. And yeah, let's see how that works out for them. So we got a Mercedes heading out already there. That's probably who is that? That's probably John there getting out on track in first. Yep, he is. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him for the moment at least. Actually, seems we got 2 cars already out on track in front of him. I think that's Erez and Sojo there. So let's keep it on Erez for now. So Williams getting a pretty early start on qualifying 2. Of course, it's just 50 minutes for the session, so really, you think about it, it's really not a lot of time to work with. So these guys really don't want to waste the time. Everyone's starting to get out of the pit lane right now and get on track, just get their out laps over with so they can get the hot lap in, hopefully get a pretty good qualifying time in, and hopefully it's good enough to carry them over into qualifying 3, which is really what they're looking forward to working with right now. So let's just keep an eye on most of our drivers as much as we can here. I think it's going to be quite an interesting race to watch. We haven't had a race at France in, I guess, weeks and weeks, I guess. I'm not even sure how long it's been. I really don't keep track of all of this right now. It's everything else just gets a bit busy. So just good to be back with RPR racing. So good to have them back on this to see these guys race again. Hopefully we have a few more drivers join onto the session next week, which I think will be around 18. I didn't check the calendar to see what the track is for next week, but I'll probably post that out later on. Maybe if I have some time later on tonight, I'll probably do that. But let's see. Oh, we got Erez starting his hot lap here already. I'm gonna keep it on him for the moment, and let's see how impressive of a lap he is gonna be able to make here for us this evening. Sorry about that, guys. Had to just check on something. All right, so we're good. Let's see what we got going on track here right now. So following Johnny Stokes, he's invalidated his lap. We're going on to Moti. He's still running on a lap there. So let's see. Edger went a 130.8. Currently holding on to P1. Hot Soldier 130.9 and Eraser 131.1. John a 131.4, just a few tenths off of each other right now. So not too bad with the lap times at the moment. Actually still pretty close, just a few tenths off of each other. And we got quite a few more drivers yet to make some lap times in here, as we're going to follow with everyone in just a bit. And let's see who Scotty's on an outlap. Johnny's he's invalidated. And let's see who's down at the bottom. We got Tommy and RP Mason, both invalidated their lap so far. So Moti, only car currently running that hasn't invalidated his lap at this point in time, at least. We got GR, Can Be Touch, and Alex all heading out on track right now, and they're going to be working on getting their qualifying time in for Q2. And this session has just under 9 minutes remaining, so they need to get a move on to get some lap times in here, because just in case they do invalidate their lap, they need enough time to actually get another lap done. So it's something you really don't want to be wasting too much time with. Conditions on track seem to be pretty okay and going at the moment, so it seems like it's going to be dry for the rest of the qualifying session, and hopefully for the race might be dry as well. We've seen wet races here at France before, and not so much fun for all of the drivers, but you know, it's fun for us to watch. But we're going to see how that works out, if it's going to be a wet race or not. But I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be a dry race. I actually didn't find out about that as yet, but if maybe anything, a driver will probably let us know what's happening. So Moti goes 132.7. I didn't really pay attention to what was happening there. Getting back down, we got Scotty and Johnny on another lap there as well. So let's follow with Scotty here right now and see how well he does on this in this session here. Probably is aiming to take away pole position, at least for now. And let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Just the purple sector too, so he seems to be on for a pretty good lap, guys. Okay, so Rob is in a 131.3 so far in 11. Let's see what else has been happening. What did I miss? So RP Amazing on his out lap, and obviously you have to get out and make a good time in here. So at least to put any sort of time in. With just about 4 minutes left in the qualifying session, so he's gonna have to really think about getting out on track and probably getting go on this if he's going to be making any sort of lap time in here at all. So currently JR holds on to fastest time on track at P1 129.021, and Can Be Touch taking second so far with a 129.3. And then we got Chubb there, 129.7, not too bad. Scotty's gone down to P4 to 130.1. Johnny Stokes, 130.3 for P5. So, I think some pretty impressive lap times so far. It should be quite a competitive race. When we do get to that start, we still got one more qualifying session to get through. That's not going to be too long, guys, so no need to worry. Just about 12 minutes for qualifying 3, and we're going to get that over and get straight into the race session. So just 3 minutes left in this session here right now, and I think just the 2 drivers left to make their lap time. Obviously, is already getting out on track, so we can expect to see a lap time from him pretty soon, at least before the session gets to an end. So let's see where RP Amazing is going to be standing with his lap time when he does get finished with it. He's still in sector 1 and running. Let's see if he's going to be able to make any purple sectors or not. As he's about to go through going to sector 2 right now. Not a purple sector, but might be a good one still. Let's have a look on how he actually finishes this lap here. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this race. It's been really quite a while since we had a race here. Once again, guys, thank you to everyone who has joined on to the stream. Thank you, guys, and who has left a like on the video. If you haven't done so, please do leave a like on the video. Literally takes just like a second, guys, just to do that. And remember, if you're not subscribed, just subscribe and turn on the notifications so you actually know when we do go live with other videos. And remember, we now have leagues that we do stream elsewhere sometimes and then upload the videos later on, at least within the next 24-hour period at least, because we did have one race video premiered a few hours ago. That race was actually done yesterday. Yeah, so just keep an eye out for those uploaded videos, and mostly we do the live streams. So I'm working on getting a new setup in place for the streaming. Hopefully before the end of this week, we're gonna work on getting that set up. So we're gonna hopefully see how that works out. Let's see what we have happening. So RP Amazing went P4 at 129.7 there. Not too bad at all. Let's switch it on to Avi and see what he's working with. And he cuts over the track just as we switch on, so he's definitely not doing a good lap here. We're gonna have to try it once more on those set of tires. What is Tommy up to right now? He might be finishing a lap there at the moment, and let's see who else is running. Definitely seems like John is trying to get a better lap, and he's P13 right now. Goes P9, 130.9, not too bad at all. Where is Moti right now? He's invalidated whatever lap he was running on. And yeah, we're gonna follow it obviously. Let's see if he's gonna be trying to improve that lap or not. Hey Chris, what is up? Thank you for joining on to the live chat with us. So let's see, unbelievable tactics from Booker Bronco, eliminating himself in the first stage of quali so he can make an insane comeback and win the race. Let's see if that's really what his plan is when we do get to that race session, because I'm not sure if that is his plan or not, but if you're saying it probably is, but let's see how it works out for him. We never know what's going to happen at the start of a race like this. So as we know, it's France, so it's I don't know how to put this. Not overly too much of a long run to getting down into turn 1, but it is a little bit of a run getting down there. And turns 1 and 2 just kind of it just kind of creeps up on you one after the other. So you got to just be careful getting through those at least first 2 turns of the track in sector 1 at the race start. So it's going to be interesting to see how drivers tend to handle this, and if we're going to have any incidents happen. Now, France is a track that has just a lot of places for you to go if you're going to go off track, so to avoid damage and that sort of thing. But you know, everyone tries to keep it on track. They try to keep minimum contact, but you know, sometimes we do have contacts between cars, everyone trying to get through at the same time, especially on opening laps of the race. So we're gonna see how that works out. We got Avi with the fastest sector 2 time there right now and running. Let's see what sort of time he's going to be putting in when he does finish sector 3, which should be pretty shortly there. I'm not sure if you guys are hearing me weird on audio for comms right now. I'm really not sure because I'm kind of just walking around right now and talking. I'm not always looking at the screen, so just keep that in mind, guys. So sometimes I might not even see what happened. In the race session, I'm sitting down and just looking at everything. But during qualifying, I usually tend to just walk around the room and just do other stuff while I'm watching qualifying and doing commentating on it. Not always, but most of the time it's what I do. Alright, so there we go. Avi going to P7 with a 130.1. Not too bad of a time, actually, putting himself halfway up in the grid there. So that's a pretty good time. JR still holding on to his P1 time of 129.021. Pretty impressive time, 3/10 faster so far than what Can Be Touched did there in P2. And I think that is it for qualifying 2 here, guys. So we've reached the end of that session here now. And we're just waiting for one driver, I think, to end off from the session. That's Moti there. He just needs to retire, and there we go. He's retired now. Hopefully he heard me. I probably did that. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's the end of qualifying 2, guys. Let's have a look at what the results are for that, and then get straight into qualifying 3 here. So there we have JR holding on to P1 once again. Can Be Touched for P2, Chubb in P3, Tommy P4, RP Amazing P5, Scotty 6, RB 7, Johnny Stokes 8. And we got AJ in 9, John in 10. That's going to be our 10 drivers going over to qualifying 3. Starting 11th for the race is going to be Hot Soldier there. That guy Alex in 12, Erez in 13, Rob there in 14, Moti in 15, and we do have Booker Bronco there in 16th for the race start. So we're going to head straight into qualifying 3 here now, guys, and have a look at what kind of results we're going to get. This is always the most competitive qualifying session where everyone pushes as hard as they can just to get the best possible race start. So we're going to see how that works out here right now. Let's get back. I think we got to put back our stuff back on stream again. Actually, I think we're good. Maybe just one more information getting back on track. That's good enough. And let's see. So qualifying 3 has already started, guys. Counting down from 12 minutes. It's really not a lot of time. So let's see how fast these guys are going to be getting out on track and getting these lap times in. Alright, I already can see Mercedes getting out, Ferrari getting out, and McLaren getting out there as well. I think the McLaren was the first one to get out. Who is driving the McLaren? Is that Chubb? I think it is. Let's switch on through. Yep, it is. It is Chubb driving the McLaren, so he's already out on track, trying to get his outlap over with, and we're going to follow with him for just a bit, and let's see how he gets around here. Have the race marshals standing by all around the track, just waiting for something to happen. I wonder if they get bored, just waiting and waiting. Like, is that guy gonna crash? Are we gonna get to do something? Is someone's gonna break off a front wing? Or maybe they're just having fun, just standing there, like the entire session, not having to do anything. And what on earth is Chubb doing? Why is he driving all over the place right now? Is he really trying to save time to get around the track by cutting through it right now? Yep, definitely he is. I think this is the first time I've noticed a driver to even try to do this. I don't know if he's done this before when I've done previous streams for RPR, but I'm noticing it now. He's just cutting through the track everywhere he can just to save some time getting around right now. Alright, so we're going to have some lap times in the next at least 2 minutes time. We'll start to see some qualifying lap times for Q3 get up there. And I think everyone's definitely going to be running on softs here right now, guys. Just no point even checking this out. Everyone's going to be running on softs in qualifying 3 and trying to get the fastest possible time in. We got RPR Chubb getting down the pit straight to go across the line for his first hot lap of qualifying 3 session. So let's get that started. We're actually going to follow on board with him. Maybe put a bit of pressure on him. If he's listening to the stream, he'll know that we're just watching him on board to see exactly where he's placing this car on every single curve and getting around this track. Seems to be going pretty well so far. Alright, so I think we got every single car out on the track right there. So it's a track filled with 10 cars. Not too much compared to when we usually have a full grid of 20 cars. So yeah, everyone should have enough room between themselves and the other car just to get a really good lap time in and not to be disrupted on their lap and what's not. So let's see how that actually works out. So I think Chubb might be the first guy to set his lap time. So everything's going to be purple for him. We obviously know that. And that's fine either way. Hopefully he gets a pretty good time in here. We got just about 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes I would say left in this qualifying session right now. Alright, this is about to go around the final turn here now and get onto that straight. Let's see what kind of time he's about to get in. Maybe a 128, 129, maybe a 127. Be a lot of fun to see that happen here. And there we have a 128.5, a pretty impressive time. Let's see who else is coming around. I got Scotty and a few cars coming in front of him. I'm not even sure who the other cars are. We know we got Avi coming there. Let's see what sort of time he's about to get. And goes 129.2. Who is the next car there? No, that's not the next car. So Canby Touch goes 128.4. Johnny Stokes goes 129.3. Scotty goes 128.5. Not too bad so far. RP Amazing goes 129.9. John 132.1. Following with JR right now. Quite interested to see where he is going to be placed on the board right now when he does get his lap time overtime, which is just about any second now. And there he goes, 127.7. Takes us into a whole new level of lap time here with a 127.7. Pretty impressive. And let's see if anyone else is able to get a 127 here. I wouldn't say it's impossible right now. I think quite a few more drivers are able to get that 127 and maybe put a good battle up with JR during this race as well. So let's see how that actually works out here. Who are we following with? Okay, so let's switch it on to Tommy. Not doing too well there. Gonna have to try that again. Maybe he's gonna try another round on these set of tires here. We're gonna have a look on how that works out for him. Okay, so we're still following on with Tommy right now, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna be able to finish this lap. Well, let's see. He invalidated the previous lap. Let's see if he's gonna be able to finish this one and maybe get a time in. Edge is on outlap there right now, so he's working on getting his lap time in pretty soon. We only got 5.5 minutes left in the session here right now, guys. So gonna be pretty interesting to see how competitive lap times get when everyone does get back out for their final go at a lap here, which I'm quite sure everybody is getting back out on track and trying to give this another go to hopefully get a better time in here right now. Alright, so we're not seeing a purple sector from Tommy for at least for sector 2. Let's see how he does finish sector 3. Hopefully gets a good time in and is able to place in a better starting position for the start of this race. Steven start at least he knows the worst he can start in the race is going to be P10, but I'm quite sure you make it all the way to qualifying 3. You really do want to get a really good start time in if possible here. So let's have a look on that and let's see how well he's going to be placing on that here. Oh, and he goes across, goes into P5 at 129.1. Not too bad of a start for that. And let's go on down to Edge here, who is coming to the end of his out lap right now. He's about to get on to his hot lap, and we got cars getting back out on track. And they're definitely going to be trying for one more go at this and hopefully get a better time in. Let's see if Edge is able to get somewhere in the 129 and 128. I see GR still holds on to fastest lap in the session so far, 127.7. So that's still a provisional pole for him. And we got Can Be Touch holding on to second, Chubb in third, Scotty trying to start in fourth, and Tommy in fifth, RV 6, Johnny Stokes 7, RP Amazing in 8, John in ninth, and Edge, well, he's currently without a lap time, but I'm quite sure he's going to be getting one here. That is provided he doesn't invalidate this lap, but if he does, he's going to have to go again for another lap. And I don't think he has enough time to get into the pits and get it back. So definitely going to have to make sure he gets it right now. And he's just done a purple sector 2. So seems to be on for a pretty good lap time. That's a lot of blue and red. Alright, so we're going to have him finish his lap here pretty soon, as I know a few more drivers are getting out on track trying to get a better time in right now. And let's see how that works out for them. Locks up maybe just a little bit there as we saw some smoke coming off the car. Well, let's see how he finishes this lap here. If he doesn't do too well, he's probably going to have another go right now at it. And that puts him in P9. Not the best for him in there. So I think he might be trying for another lap here right now. But let's switch on down to, let's see what RP Amazing is up to right now. And we got Avi there running as well. Avi looks like he's going pretty fast. About to finish a lap here at the moment. And yeah, let's see if he's improving upon this 129.210 right now. And he does improve a little bit and goes up in the P5 because of that, a 129.037 now. So not too bad, actually improves upon his qualifying position so far. We got quite a few more drivers getting back out on track though. So this is going to be when John has invalidated whatever he was trying to do. RP Amazing invalidated there as well. Edge might be on another lap. Definitely is. And let's see if he's able to improve on this occasion here. So we're going to follow him until he gets all the way around. We got JR getting out, Can Be Touched getting out, Scotty getting out, Tommy and Johnny Stokes all getting back out on track for their final go and attempt at getting a even better qualifying time in for Q3. So always fun to have a full qualifying session. This is tend to happen. Everyone just focuses in the first qualifying session just to get over to qualifying 2, like just make it to qualifying 2, and then in qualifying 2 they're just gonna have to work with the tires that they want to work with for race strategy in the race and try to get a fast time on that. Also to make it over to qualifying 3, which is something they do always have to worry about. And then oh, we got Can Be Touch has invalidated this lap here. Let's switch on to Chubb there, who, and well, he's not started as yet. We're waiting for him to start his hot lap. Yeah, as I was talking about the qualifying session, guys. So getting on to qualifying 3 afterwards, this is just where everyone just pushes flat out, just pushes as much as they can. They're already in qualifying 3. You know you're starting in the top 10, but you want to just get as high up as you can of a starting position for the race here. Especially depending on what track you're running on, especially if there's not a long run getting down to turn 1, or even if there is a long run getting down to turn 1, it's always either way. It still can either go bad or good for you, depending on how you're starting, what starting position you have, and how many cars are going to be coming behind you. And especially when you go on the braking, cars will try to outbrake you going into turn 1. It's always an issue we have happening. It's not really an issue, it's just something that tends to happen sometimes. Not everyone is going to brake in time, and we do tend to have minor incidents happen, especially down through turns 1, 2, and maybe 3 sometimes, depending how close these turns are to each other. As in this case, we have turns 1 and 2 very, very close to each other, one after the other. So it's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze getting through those first 2 turns for most of the grid, I would say. And then we're going to have where we do have a lot of space off track for them to even go to if they need to, but the problem is that no one wants to go off track and cut the track and get a penalty just for doing that. So they will focus on at least trying to keep the car on track throughout the entire first lap and the rest of the race, because they're not going to want to just invalidate a lap or just just get a penalty or whatever. We got purple sectors coming off of GR here right now, and he already has fastest lap at 127.7 on a whole new level for everyone else currently running in this session. So let's see if he's going to improve upon this time, as he has just a few more corners to go to finish off this lap. And qualifying 3 is officially now over, just in the overtime for whoever is currently running a lap right now. And we're just keeping an eye on to see where GR is about to finish this lap. I don't think anyone is going to be able to beat his lap time here. He definitely looks like he's getting a pole position start for the French Grand Prix. And actually improves by about 4/10, so not too bad at all. So he's just over a whole second faster than Can Be Touched right now. That's our fastest time in this qualifying session for the start of this race, 127.3. Pretty impressive time from GR there. Gotta say, that's going to be hard to compete with in the race, but I'm quite sure these guys are going to try and put the fight towards him out front and maybe try to take away the lead from him, and hopefully pit stop strategy is going to maybe help them get that done. But let's see how well he actually goes through the race with that, because we know anything can happen. He could even get taken out in the first lap of the race and not even get any points for this race, or he could actually win it, or maybe just finish somewhere in the midfield. We have no idea what's going to happen as yet, but we're about to get straight into that race session in just about 3-4 minutes time. Will be at the start of the race, so we're just waiting for this session to end off. I think just one driver, Tommy, just needs to exit off the session, and that's going to be it. Once he retires, we're getting straight into a race here. So once again, guys, thank you all for joining on to the session so far, and please stay on because we're just about to get straight to the race session now. So let's see, our top 10 start goes GR starting on pole position. Can Be Touched on the front row with him in second. We got Chubb and Scotty in the second row of the grid, and then we got Johnny and Avi on the third row, and I got Tommy and RP Amazing fourth row of the grid, then Edge and John in the fifth row of the grid there. So it's going to be quite an amazing start. The fastest lap of this session was a 127.3. Actually a pretty impressive time. No one else got into the 127s, so it's going to be quite impressive to see how well these guys are able to put the battle up to GR in on the race here. And I think he's going to definitely be trying to get a really good start and maybe get a lead off before he even gets to turn 1. So these guys are going to have to be very, very quick on their race starts. I remember the race start is manual, so they're going to have to be very careful on how they attempt this as well. It does look slightly cloudy here, so hopefully this session the weather is not an issue here, but we're going to see how that works out as we're just about to get started now. I think we're just waiting on everyone to just select their setups and select fuel and tire strategy, what's not, and we should be good to go just after that. So hopefully everyone gets away well on the opening lap here. We're going to try and keep an eye on everyone as they go through the first few turns. Let's talk mostly about turns 1 and 2, and then they're going to start to get a bit separated going through the rest of the sectors on the track. So but everyone is actually pretty close in terms of qualifying time, so it's going to be a bit of a competitive start at the race. So let's just keep an eye on that, and we're going to see how that goes. In just about 6 seconds time, that session is about to get started there. Every car should already be on track and should be good to go. So let's have a look at that right now. Okay, so there we go. We're getting started with our formation lap here right now, which you guys know it's always the one thing we do tend to have happen. Let's get a lap data on. And we're going to just go through our full starting grid as it is, guys. So starting from P1 to P16, this is how your grid starts up, as we can actually see it there too. So GR starts in P1. We got Can Be Touched starting in second, Chubb starting in third, Scotty starting in fourth. We got Johnny Stokes is going to start in fifth, Avi in sixth, Tommy in seventh. We have RP Amazing in eighth, Edge in ninth. We got John in 10th, Hot Sojo starting in 11th, Alex in 12th, Erez in 13, Rob in 14, Moti there in 15, and Booker Bronco there in 16th, who seems to have some sort of secret plan here on terms of winning this race. So we're going to see how that works out. So let's see where we are. We're on sector 2 running at the moment, following on the GR still. We're just going to have to wait until everyone gets around the track, gets reformed on the grid, and then we're going to go for the race start and see how well that is going to work out. So let's see, top 3 cars, what we got. We got a Racing Point, a Ferrari, and a McLaren. Quite a mix. So should be an interesting race, guys. Hopefully everyone gets to the finish race finish, and hopefully no one gets taken out of this race. We always just hope for that. But let's see how we do. Good luck to all the drivers who are racing, and hopefully everyone finishes. That's all I can say right now. I'm not sure how many safety cars or VSCs we're going to have here, or even if we're going to have any or not. But I've had safety cars and VSCs with races at this track that I've done before, so I expect maybe we're going to have maybe some minor incidents at some point. But let's see how that goes, as we are about to get reformed back onto the grid here right now, and then get straight into our race start. So 16 drivers are going to start this race, guys, for the French Grand Prix for Rapid Pixel Racing, round 17 of 22. And let's see how many drivers are going to finish. And we basically can see what tires most of our grid are starting on there right now. If you guys want to have a look, that's what it is. We got just about 4 cars on the softs and 1 on the hards, and everybody else on the mediums right now. We're about to get started, guys, so let's get that off stream and have a good look and see if JR is going to get a good start here or not. And they're off. Let's see who gets a better start. And it seems Can Be Touched has a good go on JR already, and gets up into I'm not even sure if he's up into P1. What the heck is happening? Just let's just try and keep an eye on track as it is, because I think the leaderboard just got mixed up there. I don't know why that ever happens, or it just keeps happening. It's the one issue they haven't fixed with this game, and it's annoying as hell, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, so GR still back out and leading the race there right now. And he has Can Be Touched for company in second just behind him. And our leaderboard is now back fixed. Let's see if anyone had any issues at the start. It doesn't look like we had any big issues at the start of the race. Can Be Touched is still trying to get up alongside GR to get by again, but not able to do so right now. So GR takes back his lead. And we got Chubb and Tommy, and let's see how close these two are right now. Not overly, actually pretty close together, but not at the point where they're actually having an overtake done. I think Moti and Perez and Alex, they just switch positions at the back. So everyone seemed to have gotten through pretty well. Tommy and Scotty running 4th and 5th for Renault there. They're actually doing pretty well. And we're already getting to the end of our first lap. Let's have a look up front. How far away is GR from Can Be Touched? And he's actually trying to get a gap going. Hasn't gotten a gap over a second as yet. Only gap over a second, I think, is between John and Edge at 1 point. Actually, it's just gone back under a second as well. So race leaders, GR and Can Be Touched, still running pretty close to each other, and a bit of a gap between them, and then Chubb running in P3 with Tommy just behind them, and they're in P4, and his teammate Scotty coming in P5. So a bit of a battle going on for third place right now. Let's see how that works out for these guys here, because Chubb is coming under some serious pressure from Tommy right now, and he is a bit worried about catching Can Be Touched out in front as well. So I think he's going to be maybe a bit more focused on making sure that Tommy stays behind him or at the moment here. Let's see between Tommy and Scotty who's going to be the faster Renault driver here. If Scotty's going to be able to get by or not, or if he's going to have to just follow his teammate until maybe work along here with him for some sort of strategy for both of them to finish on the podium. Maybe if they can, I'm not sure. We got RP Amazing getting very close to Johnny Stokes down at the back here as well. Well, on midfield, I would say not too much at the back. And let's follow with him for just a bit to see how close he's actually able to get. I got Rob is getting very close to RV down at the back there. And I think that gap has gone and come for just a bit. He might have lost a few tenths, and someone is off track at the moment in sector 2. They're getting back going there now, so no issue, no safety car, no VSC for that. Everything seems to be okay so far. So this is a 27 lap race, guys, which means majority of our cars are definitely heading towards a 1-stop, I would say, on this race. They're definitely not going to want to be forcing too much of a 2-stop unless absolutely necessary, or we do have a safety car happen. They might be just taking a free pit stop with that, but I think most cars might be want to be trying to do a 1-stop strategy here, or maybe a 2-stop. We're not sure how that's going to work out, as predicted pit stop strategy is saying 2 stops. but it all depends on how long these tires are going to last in the race, especially how depends on how hard these guys are actually pushing on them. We're going back over to Tommy right now, who is still chasing down Chubb there in P3, still trying to get that, and he has his teammate coming just behind him there as well, but he's going to have to really push forward with it because he doesn't want to get held up by Chubb, because that's going to make Scotty get held up behind him, and then Johnny Stokes is going to have an advantage of catching up. We got Alex getting very close to Edger there, getting to get by. Let's have a look at him. He's about to go side by side with Edger in 10th and trying to take that away. Might have the inside on the next corner coming up, and actually gets back on the racing line. So he's pretty good overtake from Alex there. Gets up into P10, and we're going back once again to Tommy out front, still chasing down Chubb area in P3, really trying to put the battle onto him. And out front we got GR Lactus still leading this race, so GR and Can Be Touch about less than a second of a gap between the two of them, so Can Be Touch is doing a pretty good job trying to keep up with him, and GR really trying to get out of that 1 second range before, we're going to have DRS enabled here very soon, so he doesn't want Can Be Touch in his DRS range. He's going to really try to get him out. Let's see how that works out for him though. And Scotty's still trying to keep up with his teammates and still under a second, so he's doing a pretty good job with that either way. And Johnny Stokes coming under a second behind him. I got Multi and Edge just switching positions down at the back there right now. I think most of our gaps are all pretty close together as we can see so far, and JR still really trying to get that gap up as much as he can. Let's switch to him for just a second to see what's happening up front. Erez already getting a time penalty. Booker Bronco with a time penalty. He's gotten up one position so far since the start of this race. So far JR getting fastest sector again. Really pushing it now, and he has his gap just over a second right now, like barely over a second, by not even by a tenth as yet, by a few hundred of a second, and really trying to push it and keep it there because he does not want Can Be Touch having that DRS advantage at this time for this race. We got Tommy now falling down to P5. Scotty got up in front of him. Scotty's now 1.4 seconds behind of Chubby, so he's had some time to work with the gain there in terms of catching that McLaren, so they're really going to have to push towards that. We got Johnny Stokes getting very close to Tommy's car. Tommy's car might have some damage. I'm not sure. Why has he fallen back so much right now? We're trying to have a look, and his car seems to be fine at the moment, so not sure how he's fallen down behind his teammate here. If that was just an automatic switch between the two of them, what's possible that was actually what happened, because I don't think they're really fighting each other in the race at the moment. They're really just trying to both get both cars at the end of the race and both get points here right now. So we're still following on with Johnny Stokes, still chasing down Tommy here and trying to get by. Let's see if he's able to get this done or not. Does have RP Amazing coming just behind him as well, so he's going to be a little bit worried about that. And we got Can Be Touch. He has gotten his gap down by quite a lot actually, and it's just kind of going and coming between half a second to a second there right now. Oh, Johnny Stokes goes a bit wide. No penalty though, so he's lucky for that. And we got, I think Edger got a penalty as well so far. So we're gonna have a look at how much penalty these guys have a little bit later into the race, and just how much that is gonna affect their finishing positions when they do get to the race finish here. So he still got quite a number of cars, all still pretty close together, just running in a train right now for this race. And everyone seems to be doing pretty well so far, not too bad actually. And still trying to follow with JR out front. He's still trying to get away from Can Be Touched at the moment, but he is keeping that gap under a second and really pushing at it. Chubb has gotten under a second behind Can Be Touched right now as well. So he's trying to get into the fight for the race lead here at the moment. Rez and I think Johnny Stokes are trying to break down their gaps at the moment, but I think our biggest battle is out in front between these top three cars. We got GR, Can Be Touched, and Chubb all still fighting it out for P1. I don't think Chubb is giving up at the moment, as Can Be Touched is having a bit of a difficult time trying to get a little bit closer to him right now, and Chubb is trying to keep himself in DRS range at the moment. And that is JR with the fastest lap in the session so far. And Johnny seems to have gotten by Tommy here. So he is now up into P5. That puts Tommy down to P6. He's going to head out for Tommy's teammate, who is Scotty, running in front of him, 2.4 seconds ahead. And let's see how that's going to work out for him there. Kind of following it on back in front with our battle out front here to see what's happening. Scott is about 1.7 seconds behind these three cars, and he's really trying to catch up here as well to get in the middle of this battle if he can. Now we got a very close gap between Can Be Touch and GR right now, and that's just gone away by a few tenths as Can Be Touch is really pushing hard, just trying to catch GR, maybe get alongside him if he can, but that's really seeming to be quite a difficult task right now for him. A gap between Chubb and Can Be Touch seems to be starting to go over a second actually, so they're going to have to be a bit careful about that. Now following down at the back here, we got Moti getting very close to Avi right now, following on board with him to see if he's able to get by. At the moment, he's running pretty close, and of course, even running this close, you really do have to get a good gap to go on and avoid going wide on this track, which is actually pretty easy to do if you're not careful in terms of your braking zones here. Trying to take the inside on that turn, just maybe to try and get a better exit, but let's see if he's actually gaining time here or not. We're getting back out front with Can Be Touch right now, still under a second and chasing down GR. I think this might be coming out the pit stops for GR to try and keep himself in front with the lead of the race. Hopefully Can Be Touch might be trying something to work out a strategy to try and get by him. Both of them have started on the mediums, which means they're going to go quite a way into this race before actually taking a pit stop, and it's going to be probably soft tires for them going to the end of the race. We're going to wait to see how that strategy works itself out and when they actually decide to do their pit stops here right now. Let's have a look at we're actually getting a pretty close gaps. I think at this point on the track it actually gets pretty close between the two of them, and Can Be Touch really tries to push with all that he has right now. We're going to put a little more telemetry on the screen so you guys actually see what's going on with these two and how much ERS Can Be Touch has to work with here right now. And that is Chubb with a 3-second penalty now. That's really going to affect him, and Scotty is going to definitely know about this within maybe a few minutes time, and he's definitely going to be pushing as hard as he can to catch up to Chubb, because he knows that Chubb is having some trouble out front. If he did get that penalty, probably starting to feel the pressure of him coming behind, and he doesn't have too much to worry about behind the Scotty there I'm talking about. He has Johnny Stokes about 3.7 seconds behind, so a bit of a gap to work with for himself. And yeah, we're still following each other and Can Be Touch out front. These guys are just chasing each other within a second of a gap, and I don't know how much longer this is going to continue, but we're going to switch on to something else for the moment. At least we got Scotty getting very close to Chubb. He's really going to be trying to get by here pretty soon. Let's see how close Scotty can get before an overtake attempt is actually attempted here. Tommy is currently down into P7 right now. And he's used a bit of overtake. He's using his DRS. He's trying to catch up as much as he can. Just trying to have a look on how close Scotty is able to get to Chubb at the moment. Anyway, so far so good with our front of the grid so far. So we got GR and Can Be Touch still in the battle for P1, and they're not getting too close enough for an every overtake moves to be attempted as yet. We got RPR, Chubb, and Scotty. They're in a bit of a battle for P3 right now. Johnny Stokes running a bit with some bit of a gap to work with. Erez as well. Tommy there in P7 right now, has Alex behind of him, 1.8 seconds though. And then we got Avi there in 9th. He's about 3-point-something seconds away from Alex there. Moti behind here about 2 seconds. Then RP Mazing another 22 seconds behind. So he's a bit ways to catch up here at the moment. I think this is probably because he took pit stop, so I'm not sure. And then John there 12th with about 9 seconds to work with. Edge there another second behind him though, 13th he is, so he's going to be trying to catch up. Booker Broncos in 14th at the moment, has gained one more position, so we've lost talk about him. And then Rob there 15th, Hot Sojo there in 16th. And Hot Sojo is trying to get by Rob right now, trying to go up into P15. Let's see who has gotten in front. I think Hot Soldier has gotten ahead of Rob here right now, and he's taking away 15th. He's trying to hold on to that. And that does seem to be the case at the moment here. Let's have a look and see if Rob is able to come back at him. So even down at the back of the track, we still do have battles going on. A lot of overtake to use there on Rob's end. And he's trying to take the inside right now and trying to get by. See if he's able to get back and get past Hot Soldier. Puts on his overtake already and has DRS. And definitely he's going to be able to go alongside him and get by here right now. I'm going to switch on down to Hot Soldier and see if he's able to get back that position or not. Looks like he's gonna have to go back in 17 as Rob goes up into 15 there right now. Still chasing each other around here, and Hot Soldier is still trying to go side by side with him right now, and has the outside on this turn. Now takes the inside on the other occasion, and Rob goes maybe a little bit too much to the outside and might have lost that position there. And there goes Hot Soldier, goes wide on track and definitely has a setback for 16th here right now. That's back to 15 goes Rob at the moment. But these two are still fighting it out for a bit. And out front, we got some action happening there. We got JR now 1.7 seconds as these two are still going side by side. That is Hot Soldier back up into P15 now. Yes, I was saying in front, we got a 2-second gap between JR and Can Be Touched. And another 3 seconds with Chubb just behind. And quite a few penalties. Actually, a lot of penalties have been given out so far from race control here, because of these guys exceeding track limits and whatnot. So we're still following on with Hot Soldier and Rob down at the back here. So these guys still chasing each other around. We are on lap 10 right now of 27, which means there's about 17 and a half laps left in this race to go. That's Johnny Stokes on the penalty there now. Only cars without penalties so far are JR, Alex, Avi, and Tommy and RP Macing right now. Everyone else has at least one or more penalties, which we're going to have a look at in just a bit. So let's get our back out front with Scotty chasing down Chubb right now, and that gap is starting to break down just a bit. We're gonna bring some stats more up on screen. So position changes since the start of the race right now. We've had our top 5 cars stay right where they are. We got Can Be Touched into the pits there right now, and Scotty into the pits as well. So we're gonna have positions on track change up just a little bit, and let's have a look at that. Let's see what tires they're choosing to go on here. So they're going on the hard tires and going to go on to the end of the race on that. So most are 3 seconds penalties so far. We got Booker Bronco 8 seconds of penalties, and John and Edger with 6 seconds each there. So we're going to see how that affects the entire race for them coming down to the end. Let's get on back out in front with JR as he's still leading this race right now. Okay, so let's follow a bit down with Scotty here right now. He's back out to the pits and trying to get by. I think Moti there has gotten by already, and let's see if Moti is going to be able to come back at him or not. So our grid lineup has changed up just a bit after a few pit stops have just happened there. So we're going to have a look at here right now. Oh, we got Chubb and Johnny Stokes into the pits right now. What Chubb went? I think went on to the hards. Yep, he did. So let's go on to JR out front. So JR hasn't pitted as yet. He's still holding on to his tires that he started the race on and continuing to go. He has about 18 seconds between himself and Erez, who's currently running in second. So is that enough time for him to get in and get it back in front and still lead this race? I think it just might be. So let's see when he does decide to do his pit stop here or not. I'm not sure as yet. He's probably trying to see if he's gaining some time off of Erez here right now to maybe have some more time to work with on that pit stop. He's about 18.8 seconds here at the moment. Let's see how much time it is with a gap before he gets close to that pit entrance there. And let's see if he's going to be able to take his pit stop on this particular lap here or not. But definitely it is heading towards a one stop for majority of our cars here, as they have chosen to, oh, we got Scotty getting by someone here right now, going side by side with Chubb, and has gotten up into P5. I think he lost it back though. Oh, Chubb has gotten off track for just a bit, and he's getting back going here right now. So I think there was some minor contact between the two cars, and we got Moti coming right up behind Chubb right now, trying to get by, and let's see if he's able to get by into P6. So Chubb might be losing another position here. Oh, we got JR finally getting into the pits right now, and he's going to be changing off to a new set of tires. So we're going to see how that actually works out for him when he does get back out. And he has about plus 20 seconds. So, and Erez going into the pits there as well. So definitely, I think he has more than enough time to get back out here. And he's going to be able to get back the lead of the race. Alright, so we got his teammate that just went by him before he came out of the pits there. So that's Alex up into P1 with JR now running in second behind his teammate there. And we got Can Be Touched under a second now behind JR. So bit of a battle going on out in front between, I guess, between both Racing Points and I guess the Ferrari's going to try and have a look at what's happening or before he actually gets into that there. And let's see between JR and Alex here who's going to be leading this race for much longer. And JR is trying to go side by side with his teammate right now and goes up into P1. That's Alex down into P2 now with Can Be Touched just behind him. About half a second behind that gap is. So let's keep an eye on that to see if he's going to be trying to get by here or not. Definitely looks so. He's trying to take the inside going into the next turn. And goes up into P2 just behind JR here now. And he's going to be chasing him around for the race lead. Either way, going down to the end of the race. So it's going to be once again a battle between the two of them. We're at the halfway point right now of this race. Actually getting to that halfway point, maybe half a lap more, we'll say. And getting there. So it's been quite an interesting start to the French Grand Prix here for these guys. And a bit of a battle going on in most of the track since we've gotten started to this point, and these two are going to be at it, I'm quite sure, all the way to the end of the race. And JR and Can Be Touched here, and his teammate is that guy Alex running in P3 right now. He's about 1.6 seconds. He's lost a bit of time to these two battling out front, which I don't think he's too worried about. JR now is coming under a lot of pressure at the moment with both of them being on fresh tires. It's just going to be an even battle between them. Let's see who's the better driver, who has a better setup on their car to be a bit faster on track here at the moment. But Can Be Touched is absolutely trying not to make any sort of mistakes right now. Of course, he does have a penalty to work with, so that definitely is going to come into play for him at the end of the session. Even if it's just a 3-second penalty, or it's actually a 6-second penalty, so that's really going to affect him there though. But that's not going to actually stop him from actually battling with JR, trying to get the lead of the race here. So position changes as they are so far. We're trying to have a look. Actually, let's leave that for the moment. I think JR and Can Be Touched are trying to switch positions here. Well, not trying to, just Can Be Touched trying to force a switch right now and put himself up into P1 to get away with the lead of the race if he can. And trying to keep that gap as close as he can here right now. And Can Be Touched has to apply that brake just a little bit too much, lock him just a bit. He was about to go side by side with JR, but not able to keep that going. Has to just settle back for P2, and let's see how close he's going to get with his DRS activated here. Nope, not getting in close enough to actually go side by side and get past here at the moment. So we got John and I think Edge here fighting it out for P12 down at the back. And let's see if John is able to get by. Nope, AJ is actually trying to fight it back for him, and John does seem to get by right now actually. Goes up into P12. That is Edge down to P13 at the moment. We got RP Amazing going into the pits right now. Actually, he's retired in the pits. I'm not sure what's happened to him there, but he's retired from the session. So that is going to leave us only with 15 drivers in the race right now. and puts everyone, a few drivers up a position actually. Let's get back out in front right now between JR and Can Be Touched. They're still chasing each other around. I'm really telling you, this is going to go to the end of the race between these two because I don't know, they just go so competitive between them, and their lap times are just so close together that Can Be Touched is having a trouble keeping. Well, trying to break the gap down past about 0.3 of a second, and JR is having some trouble trying to get a lead off of Can Be Touched right now, even with clean air in front of him. And well, Can Be Touched does have that DRS advantage on every lap here because he's trying to keep his car within a second right now of JR. But JR's car has such a straight line speed that Can Be Touched is really not able to get up alongside him to get an overtake done, or even to attempt an overtake here right now. He's locking up just a bit, hopefully not damaging those tires there because he needs to push them all the way to the end of the race here. And both of them seem to be driving on a very similar racing line here at the moment. So we got Can Be Touched getting very close right now, and JR trying to block him off, and he goes side by side with JR. Let's see if he's able to get by and has the inside. No, I think JR might get it back though. I don't think there was any contact, so no contact so far, but that was actually pretty intense between the two of them. Can Be Touched actually had a good shot of it there, but JR tried to just block him off for just a bit, just to keep him behind. Didn't want to get overtaken, has to try and keep the lead as much as he can here. We're on lap 16 and going here right now, so just about 11 and a half laps left in the race, and I don't think JR is going to be allowing Can Be Touched to get by. Can Be Touched is really going to have to get a good go at him. And they're both running on the exact same strategies, so it's what makes it a little bit more difficult actually, since they're just on an equal playing field here right now. He might have to really save up that overtake and just keep it for maybe the next 5 to 6 laps time to get a good go at JR. Again, needs to get a clean pass on one of these straight portions of the track, I think, to get by and actually keep it there. So I think just about 3 cars right now. We got Tommy, Alex, and JR. The only 3 cars I think that have not taken penalties so far. Can Be Touched is really pushing this car as much, and he's going for it on side by side again. Let's see if he's able to get it done on this occasion. Gets by, trying to keep JR in second place right now, and let's see if he's able to do this. Does seem like he's actually able to keep him there, but JR using all of his overtake right now. Now turns it off. Takes the outside on this turn, going side by side with Can Be Touched, and let's see who comes out of this one in front. It still Can Be Touched there in P1. JR still has to hold on to P2 at the moment as they go around that parabolic there. And yeah, Ferrari got it there now, and I think he's trying to get a lead out already, about 0.4 of a second ahead of JR. I think JR is really going to try and come back at him though. I don't think he's giving up the race lead that easily. But honestly, I honestly thought these two were just going to chase each other around in the same fashion just to get to the end of the race. Was quite surprised that Can Be Touched actually got to get by. So a pretty good job of getting that overtake done. We got JR trying to go side by side with Can Be Touched right now and gets by. And let's see if he's getting, yep, definitely getting into P1 right now. And he's going to hold it there for now. Can Be Touched did have a bit of a chance getting into P1 and held it on for just a bit. Was a really good overtake he did there, but JR just got it back. He's going to have to just compose himself and try this again to get back into P1. Maybe try it on the very last lap if he needs to, and actually maybe just get across the line for a win. But he does have a penalty to work with, so JR is going to get the win either way, as long as he's able to finish the session. We got John out of the session. Something's happened to him on track. I'm not even sure where that is. Oh, I actually think you can see it there right now, but I don't think we'll be able to see what happened to his car. I'm not sure if he had contact with another car there or not. Hopefully that car is not blocking anything on track, so we're not going to have a VSC for that. I don't think so. Got JR getting very close again to Can Be Touched. Let's see if he takes the inside or just keeps it behind and plays it safe for now at least. Definitely try to keep as close as he can right now. Really not getting off that brake pedal too much, only when it absolutely needs to, and then locking up just a bit, trying to keep his car in line with Can Be Touched GR here. I don't think GR wants to be finishing in second. He's going to be fighting this right now to try and get back P1. And he's going to have DRS. Has a lot of overtake to work with, so he should actually easily be able to get this done, and does seem like he's going to be able to, as he is going to go side by side with Can Be Touched now and goes back up into P1. That's a lead back for him again, so there's going to be quite a switch between these two going forward to the end of the race here. So that's going to be continue on for a bit again. Let's switch on to the rest of the grid and see what's happening. Scotty there about 5.8 seconds behind these two, and they're still fighting out front. So Chubb there another 5 seconds. Then we got Johnny now in 5th, and let's see, we got Alex there trying to get by Tommy here right now. Let's see how that works out for him. Seems to be having a pretty good go. So both racing points in some serious battles on track since the start of this race. And there he goes up into P7. Still has Tommy fighting him for the position here though, so that gap is actually still pretty close. So let's see if he's able to get it back or not. Does have Avi coming behind him, about 4.4 seconds though, so not too much of a time to worry about. Out front, our gap is still about at least half a second between race leader JR there and Can Be Touched, who's running in second. We're still trying to follow with the gap out front. This gap has gotten to a bit over a second right now, so that's going to continue. We got Moti behind Edger right now, about half a second there as well, as we're going to try to follow with them. GR just getting the fastest lap of a 132.3, so he's actually running pretty well out front. We got about 7 laps remaining in this session, guys. That's going to be at least maybe about 10 minutes more to go here. So not a lot of time before we get to the race finish, and we're just trying to keep an eye on what's happening with the Alfa Romeo drivers here. We got Edger and Moti right behind each other. I'm not sure if these two are racing each other here right at the moment, and who's going to be finishing in 10th or who's going to be finishing 11th. We're going to have a look at that at the end. Of course, we do have a lot of penalties with these drivers here to deal with right now as well. So let's get back out in front, as it seems this gap is getting very close again, as Can Be Touched might be trying for another overtake and has it on the outside this time. JR actually lets him go on the outside and gets by now. So easily gets by up into P1. GR definitely, I think, is going to come back at him, though. I don't think he's going to let him stay in on the pole position for very long. Definitely knows that he's going to get the race win either way, but still wants to battle him and try to make sure that he doesn't stay out front and get a lead on and get a gap going to make sure he still finishes in P1. Does have about 6 seconds minimum, I know, of penalties that he has, though. So not going to be able to do that. Let's have a look at penalties in just a bit here. Now, position changes. I forgot about that. So Erez here has gained the most positions in this race so far. Johnny Stokes started right there in P5. So it looks like Erez might be getting driver of the day if he's able to finish in that position there. Of course, that's going to be a bit dependent on the penalties as we have them there. Let's have a look at that right now. We got 6 seconds of penalties for Can Be Touched, who's gotten by GR once again, but GR is definitely going to be trying to get back at him in just a bit there as we're having a look on screen. And penalties as they are, yeah, let's have a look at that. So 6 seconds of penalties for Can Be Touched. GR has that amount of time to work with. Scotty has just 3 seconds. Chubb there with 8 seconds. Johnny Stokes with 3 seconds of penalties, so he might be hoping to get up into P4 at the finish. Can Be Touched just goes a little bit wide off track there. And then we got, so Erez gets about 3 seconds of penalties. Alex with 3 seconds. Tommy has absolutely no penalties. 6 seconds for Avi there. Moti has 6, and Edger has 12 seconds of penalties. So he definitely is going to be finishing behind his teammate here today. And 9 seconds for Rob, 12 seconds for Hot Sojo, and just 3 seconds for Booker Bronco there. So actually, let's get that back off screen now as we're on lap 21. And running at the moment with GR trying to go side by side with Can Be Touched here, but let's see if he's actually able to get on alongside. And yep, definitely does do so. And a really good battle between these two since the start of the race coming to this point. Even after the pit stop, they got back together and keep fighting it out for the race lead. So that gap is still just about 0.3 of a second. And there goes Can Be Touched trying to get by again, but JR doesn't allow him on this occasion around to the pit straight. So JR is going to hold on to the lead, at least for now. Can Be Touched is going to try to get up alongside him. And let's see if he's able to get on the outside and maybe get by. So still holding it on in P2 at least for now. We got just about 5.5 laps left to go in this race session here right now. On lap 22 of 27. So getting very close down to the end of the race here right now. And we're really going to see how the penalties does play out at the end of the session though, in terms of drivers losing or gaining positions. In terms of getting more points or not. So Can Be Touched and JR, got to give it up to the two of them. So far they've been running quite an amazing race and quite a battle actually. I think we followed with the two of them for most of this race, you got to say. So let's okay, this gap is still getting a bit close, so I really don't want to switch off and then we have another pass happen between the two of them. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the game. So Scotty there running in P3 has ran a great race here today as well. Let's have a look at starting position so we're actually know where they started. So Scotty started one position down and Chop started one position up there. So Chop started P3, Scotty started P4. The two of them switched positions coming to this point in the race. So Scotty, good job on him for getting a position up. Chop unfortunately has lost one position so far. Johnny Stokes, decent enough. He started right there in 5th and he's running in 5th still. So still some good points for him in this race. Erez there, he has gained 7 positions, so doing pretty well in this race so far. Alex as well has gained 5 positions. Can't say that's bad. Has done a great job so far in the race. Actually, let's get on to each car as we go through with these guys here. So we got Alex is getting actually pretty close behind Erez there, trying to keep up with him. Well, we know JR and Can Be Touched. He started right where they are, and they're still right there, still racing each other. Tommy now is in P8 at the moment. Oh, let's have a look at Alex here. Let's see if he's able to get by Erez here at the moment. Doesn't look like that's going to happen right away, and we're going to keep an eye on that as gap out front is getting pretty close once again. So Tommy running in P8 right now. He started one position down from here. He let one position up from here. He lost a position at the start. Avi has lost 3 positions from the start of this race. Currently running in P9. And then we got Moti there. He's running pretty well as well. He's gained 5 positions from the race start so far. Penalties are going to affect these guys down at the end. And we got Edger. He's lost 2 positions. And I think he has quite a bit of penalty as well to work with. And he's going to lose 3 more positions with that there in play. Then we got Rob Sim Racer here. He's gained 2 positions from the start. Not too bad at all. Doing a pretty good job in the race so far. Hot Soldier there running in the Haas. He's lost 2 positions since the start. I think he started in 11th. Did miss out on qualifying 3. And then Booker Bronco there. He started in 16th. He's now in 14th and running. Gained 2 positions so far. We got John and RP Mason currently out of the race session though. So let's get away from penalties here right now. Positions right now. Let's get back to the penalties as they are. Still right around where they are when we left it before. So we're going to take that back off and continue following on right now. Lap 24 with JR and Can Be Touched still chasing each other around the track. And this is definitely going to continue all the way to the end here right now. Gap is just coming and going a bit as we continue to go on. Scotty is having some trouble catching up with these guys though, so just goes to show how fast the two of them are. As we got Can Be Touched going side by side with JR again. Does have to hold it back in P2 though. Not able to get by on this occasion here. So JR under a lot of pressure with this guy running behind of him here right now. That gap is just staying just a little bit constant between the two of them so far and going. Trying to have a look at if Can Be Touched is going to try and get side by side once again. Now let's take off the telemetry there. We're really not gonna need that too much to figure out what's happening on track. You can always hear the beep to know when a driver does put on his DRS. And we know that he has not too much of ERS to use for overtake at the moment, so he's trying to work around with that right now. We have a bit of a gap building between most of our cars, I gotta say right now, except between JR and Can Be Touched. And there we go, side by side once again, as JR has the inside and Can Be Touched is taking the outside. And that's going to be a switch once again happening between the two of them on lap 25 now. So this is a dangerous point in the race. I don't think JR is going to be too happy about having him in front. I think he's already trying to get by and go side by side with him. Let's have a look on how that's working out. He's trying to take the outside right now, maybe switch it onto the inside. Can Be Touched trying to prevent him from getting by at the moment. And let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Of course, GR is still going to win the race with the amount of penalties that Can Be Touched has. But it's some pretty impressive racing between the two of them we have seen here today. I'm really happy they got battle. They keep the battle going on, and Can Be Touched is not just giving up because of penalties here right now, because he knows anything could happen in this race. And so he's going to push it hard all the way to the end right now. So GR has just under 2 laps left right now to get by back into the lead of the race if he wants to go across the line in P1. Which he's going to want to do. He's going side by side with Can Be Touched once again and goes up into P1. There they go and switch one, another switch again. Can Be Touched actually is able to hold it off into P1 right now and trying to keep GR there. I think that's Scotty with a penalty there, and I think Can Be Touched just took another penalty as well. So that's probably about 12 seconds of penalties for him right now. So this might actually put Scotty up. Well, definitely, I think it should be putting him up another position there as well. But depending on his penalty, we're going to have a look at that and just actually let's bring penalties up right now so we can have a look at what's happening. So it's 9 seconds of penalties for Can Be Touched as he's fighting it out with JR once again. JR gets back the lead of the race and lap 26 here right now, and I don't think he's going to want to give it up back once again because we're getting very close to the end of the race, and they go side by side once again. Can Be Touched, I think, has the outside and is going on it, so let's see if he's able to keep it. No, does not be able to get it on this occasion. Gonna have to hold it back on P2 for now. JR gets back his pole position for the race, and I think he's gonna want to try and go across the line on P1. Erez gets another penalty there. So Tommy and JR are currently the only two guys on track that don't have penalties for this race. So good job on them if they actually can keep that going to the finish line. And there we go, guys. We have entered into the final lap of the French Grand Prix with RPR right now. JR continues to lead with Can Be Touched in second here right now, and I don't think JR is going to be giving it up on this occasion. He definitely wants to be crossing the line P1 to take pole position for the race, and he knows that if Can Be Touched even goes across before him, he's still going to get pole position, but I don't think he wants it that way. No driver usually does. They don't want to get a win by default. They just want to get it by going across the line in P1. So I think he's going to try his best to hold it out right now where he is. So we got Can Be Touched with about 9 seconds of penalties. We got Scotty with about 6 seconds of penalties, which means both of them are definitely going to be finishing right where they are, I would assume there. It's going to be a close call between Can Be Touched and Scotty. I'm not sure if they're going to be switching positions there or not. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I really can't tell if they're going to be switching positions here or not, because it's the way it is with Scotty having 6 seconds as well. I don't think he's going to be able to make up the time. It's only a 3-second difference, and it's 11 seconds the gap is between them. So definitely Scotty is going to be finishing in P3 there right now. But he does have RPR with 8 seconds of penalties behind, just after him. So definitely that's P4 for him. And then we're going to work our way down from the grid from there as we continue on to go. And we're getting to the end of the lap 27 here pretty quick actually. And coming right now. And let's see, we're going to have follow with JR as he's about to go across the line here right now and take pole position for this race. So actually, there it is. So that's JR Lactus taking pole position for the French Grand Prix. That's Can Be Touched taking P2. And we got Scotty coming around right now. He is going to be coming across the line for P3. That's final podium position for him. Then we got RPR Chop coming. He's taking P4. We got Johnny Stokes about to go across the line in just a bit here. And he is going to be taking P5. And does actually get that done. Then we got Alex coming across for a P6. And then we follow with Erez coming across for P7. And Tommy is going to be able to take away P7 because of penalties that Erez has. And that puts him down to 8. And Avi comes across, let's see, he should be getting 9th. And we got Moti coming in for 10th. And Edger should be getting 11th. With Rob there getting 12th. Hot Sojo getting 13. No, actually getting 14. Booker Bronco gets 13. And let's just wait on these two guys to finish getting across the line here. So John and RP Mating not able to finish the race here, unfortunately for them. Okay, so that is 10th position for Moti there. And we got one more driver left to go across the line now, as he is about to do that here at the moment. And that is Edger going across the line. So let's have one final look at our results for the French Grand Prix for RPR today before we get off to the end of this session. And driver of the day goes to Alex there. So a great drive from him and getting that done. And good job on the win for JR here. Okay, so there we have it. JR takes pole position for the French Grand Prix and takes the fastest lap there as well. And we got Canby Touch finishing in 2nd, Scotty in P3, Chubb there P4, Johnny Stokes in P5, Alex 6th, Tommy 7th, Erez 8th, Avi in 9th, Moti in 10th, Edge in 11th, Rob in 12th, Booker Bronco 13, Hot Soldier in 14, John in 15, and RP Amazing there in 16th. Anyway guys, that is the end of today's session. I want to say thank you to everyone who joined on to the stream today to support both the channel and the RPR League and the drivers. And thanks to all the guys in the league for putting all this together today and setting everything up. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.